SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to another episode of SportsCast. I am your host, Jeremy Buckelew. Good to have you with us as always. Glad you could join us tonight and got a special show here for you. Real quick before we get started, do want to thank our sponsors as we do each and every week for being able to bring you another episode of SportsCast Live here from the Brewer Street Mafia Studios. Wouldn't be possible without TEC. They outfit our studio with their high-speed fiber optic internet. We are appreciative of that. And so they are, I see them out everywhere, all over Henry County right now, running lines. And if you want to get on the TEC link, then just reach out to them. They can get you on the list and let you know when they're going to be coming specifically to your area of town and get you signed up for some high-speed fiber optic internet for your house. Again, if it takes care of everything here in the studio for us. And so I know that it can outfit whatever you've got going on at home. So thanks to them. Also, thank you to the Peddler Advantage for being a sponsor of the show. What they do for us, as you can see there on the front page, is they list the myparistv.com shows each and every week and what's coming up and what you can expect. They are in circulation all over West Tennessee. And every issue they have will have the myparistv.com podcast guide in it. Got a new address there on South Market Street and a phone number if you need a classified ad placed. It goes in circulation, as I said, all over West Tennessee. If you got some stuff to buy or sell or looking to do something with, just get with the Peddler Advantage and they can help you get an ad placed in it and get you good to go for all that. We appreciate them and their support of the SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew show each and every week. As I said, speaking of My Paris TV, don't forget we are simulcasting on both Facebook and YouTube. You can go to the myparistv.com to find out more, but find us on Facebook at SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew or on the My Paris TV YouTube channel each and every week. And appreciative of those guys, and Kevin Keel does a great job. I always feel bad because I've got my notes and all that kind of stuff, but about more times than not, I forget to thank Kevin and Scott in the back, who are the only reason the show is broadcast each and every week because of the work that they do. And so appreciate Kevin Keel, Scott Norwood, and Keel Media for bringing SportsCast to you each and every week. I'll say it now, so at the end of the show when I forget to say it, I got to do better with that. But glad to have you tonight with us. I say tonight we have a special. We pre-recorded this episode because our guest has somewhere to be, and specifically that place to be is Dallas, Texas, and we're glad to be joined once again by Caden Marshall. And Caden, last time you were here, you had announced that you were in the portal from Bowling Green, and now have committed to the SMU Mustangs in Dallas, and so going to go play some ACC football, and it's super excited for you. But when we were here last time, you said, listen, when I commit, I'll let you know, and because I had so many questions and got so much more information about the whole process that we just weren't at liberty to talk about. So yeah. I appreciate you being willing. You're probably like, man, stop getting me to come on here. I'm tired of visiting with you.
It's all good. This ain't going to be my last time.
All right, good. But committed earlier. Well, this is actually January 10th. This show is going to air on the 25th. But committed earlier this week, as I said, to SMU, what is quickly becoming an ACC powerhouse. They're one of the two teams that beat the Hurricanes this last season. Coach Rhett Lashley there is doing just a fantastic job. They were 9-4 this past season and won the Holiday Bowl over number 17 Arizona 24-19, and so that's going to be your new home. And I think you're telling me you're leaving like the 18th or something like that.
Saturday.
So
next Saturday.
Headed to Dallas, and again, just super excited for you and the opportunity that is coming your way. And I know, like I said, you had a bunch of thinking to do and praying over what options you had, and so let's just kind of pick up from where we left off last time. You were in the portal. Was it Bowling Green with Coach George after he went from Tennessee State to Bowling Green? You went to Bowling Green with him, but now again, moving from the MAC to the ACC. What was it about SMU that made you decide, yeah, this is where I want to go play football, other than just the tradition and the reputation that they have been building this last 2 or 3 years in the ACC?
Yeah. Well, I wish I could show you the facilities. Everything was crazy, you know. So, I mean, I'm keeping it real. So, like, last time I was here, I couldn't tell you, like, you know, all the schools that I heard from. So, SMU was the first.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they were the first. So, as soon as I really made the announcement that I was going to enter the portal, obviously the portal wasn't open. They were the first school the first big school to really, you know, hit my phone.
Okay.
So, obviously, I kept them in mind, and they were my first visit. So, when I went down there, I mean, the hospitality was amazing. They showed me everything I needed to see. Met with every coach. Family loved it.
Yeah.
And everything just went, you know, how I wanted it to go.
Sure.
And as soon as I, you know, went back into my hotel, you know, after the visit was over with, I was like, man, this feels like home. I called the head coach and was like, hey, coach, you know, I'm coming home. He was like, man, let's do it. So
awesome.
That was the process with it. But, I mean, facilities were amazing. Food was amazing. Dallas, Texas is amazing. So, I mean,
how are you going to handle that Dallas traffic? That's not
to be honest though, the traffic wasn't that bad. They got more lanes down there than like in Nashville and everywhere. Right. So the traffic wasn't as bad. And SMU, the campus of SMU, is like it's right by everything.
So that was my question, because like I know SMU, again, the Mustangs. I know a little bit, but I don't know where in Dallas it was located.
Right downtown, like it's probably like Mavs Arena. Right downtown, like it's close. Okay. It's like 10 minutes from everything.
Okay.
So yeah, it's dead center downtown.
And so, you know, who's going to be your position coach there for?
His name is Coach Crum.
Okay.
He was a 2-time captain at Notre Dame. Yeah. First time it's ever been done. Wow. He was the captain. He played linebacker there. Obviously, he's been. I don't know. He might have went to the league. I'm pretty sure he did 2-time captain, but he never really said anything about that. But I'm pretty sure he did. But he coached at Ole Miss, WKU. He's been all around. Okay. So, but I know he's been in some big programs.
I hate that Kenna couldn't join us tonight, because one of my notes was that Coach Lashley was a quarterback at Arkansas.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he knows all about the big game. And again, his overall, like he's 29-12 overall. Yeah. And so just seems to be just a great guy from everything that I've read. And how much. I mean, obviously you want to play for good people, but I mean, you talked about Coach George and how much he means to you and your position coaches at Bowling Green and TSU while you were there, and how encouraging and just went above and beyond to help you out with this latest transfer. But talk about the coaching staff at SMU and what you're looking forward to as far as getting there and playing for the Mustangs.
So the coaching staff at SMU, they're real with you. They tell you the real every single time, you know. And then the love they gave me and my family, really my mom and my dad, that's what really sold it for me. Because when I went to Bowling Green, you know, I got, you know, love from the coaches and stuff like that. But they went above and beyond. Like they took things to the extreme, you know, like they made sure they were straight before really I was straight, kind of like they really took care of them. They came and picked me up from my apartment in Paris and took us all the way to Nashville to fly out to Dallas. Like, in like, you know, expensive, you know, GMC Yukon, Suburbans, like, you know, nice cars. And, you know, just doing that, I was like, wow, like this is different. I never got this before, you know. They did to my dad too. Like when he was in Nashville, like 5 minutes from the airport. They went to go pick him up like that too. So, and then we got that on the way back. But then when we got down there, it's just like they fed us good. And then one thing I will say that the head coach gave, you know, his number out to, you know, my parents. Like, call me if you ever need anything.
Nice.
And that's something that really sold it too, because nothing against Coach George, but he didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even have his number, honestly. And be real, I didn't. So that coach right there, like that really sold it for me, because I mean, I like that a lot. Like, I mean, he kept it real. Like, if you ever need me about anything, just call me. And when I texted him about everything, he was, you know, on it. Yeah. Insto. And then he gave us, you know, his little card to my mom, my dad, to me. So That's one thing I say about the head coach. And then the linebacker coach and the defense coordinator, I went up there, they had PowerPoints for me about like my future here, what they see in me, about like everything. So I feel like they took the time to really, 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 you know, recruit me. Like they took a lot of time out of their day to really, you know, look at all my film, you know, break down what I need to work on, what I'm good at, you know, what they see in me, my future potential, what I'm going to be doing for the year, like all that. And I'm just like, wow, like I've never had this either. So as soon as I seen all that, I'm just like, man, you know, I look at my dad, look at my mom in the hotel room, got done. I'm like, yeah, this might be home.
I mean, I think it speaks volumes to them that, you know, they brought you in there on your visit and knew you were coming. And you know, I guess they could have easily just been like, well, we'll see what he says when he gets here and we'll talk to him then. But I mean, they did their research on you to know not only was SMU a good fit for you, but were you a good fit for SMU?
Exactly. Like there were plays that I didn't even have in my highlight tape that they went to go dig and find to literally show me. I'm like, wow, like where'd y'all get this play from? Like they got everything, you know? So, and that's one thing I will say, like, and then the defensive coordinator, he drew up what I was going to be doing, well, like what they expect me to do, like on the board, and was like, we want you to do this, we want you to do this, we see you doing this, everything. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, cool. So I'm already learning on my visit. Right. And I was just like, yeah, I like this. And then on top of that, they said they'll slow everything down for me when I get there in spring ball, because they said they want me to be, this year they want me to be like a 15 to 20, you know, 15 to 20 plays a game, rushing the passer, playing in coverage, you know, second or third down type of backer. I was like, okay, cool. It was like, but then they was like, the last 2 years, we want you to be the dude. Like, we want you to come in. We want you to be the dude the last 2 years. And I'm like, let's do it then. Like, last 2 years, like, that's best shot to NFL. It's like, we want all American, all ACC, all that. I'm like, let's do it. You know, they have me tournament. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So, yeah, them showing me all that, and, like, that just showed me that they believe in me. And I mean, that's really all I need, an opportunity. That's all I need. So
you hadn't even played snap down. You already got me excited about watching you.
Like, I'm excited. Like, man. First game, they were telling me first game at Florida State, week 0, Monday night. First game of college football, us at Florida State, Doak Walker. Like, you understand how lit that's going to be? Imagine getting a sack or something in that game. Sure. On TV, I'll be so lit. I'm fired up right now. I'm ready to play right now.
Can we? Is it a different process being recruited as a kid already in the system versus coming out of high school?
I mean, yes and no. It was a lot faster this time than it was high school. You know, high school, you got a long time. You can take a visit this month and then wait till the next month to take another visit.
Can't do that
Like, I had SMU January 5th through the 6th. I had Michigan State 6th through the 7th, Kansas State 7th through 8th, Oklahoma State 8th through 9th. Okay. I was going to be traveling that whole week. Right. But I was getting offers from Pittsburgh, Arizona State. I was in contact with Louisville. Kentucky was, you know, a few follows from them. It was a lot of schools I can't even really remember. Like, it was a lot of schools, but I canceled all my visits.
Can I ask you about one that I had heard that was San Diego State, where they
they was on me heavy. They was on me heavy, but I'm be real. I stopped texting back after I started getting, you know, these type of schools. Sure. San Diego State and SMU were the first 2 schools. Okay. San Diego State, you know, they loved me a lot, and they wanted me to come there and be the guy instantly. Yeah. But I'm like, I mean, I'm trying to get to a bigger program. Sure. They're finna be Pac-12, which is cool, but it's not like the ACC. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I was texting them, I was giving interest, but then when I was on that visit and stuff like that, they were still texting me. I wasn't really texting back, you know. I mean, I know it's, you know, obviously not good to say, but like.
Well, because, you know, Scott was saying, you know, one of the things that I hope we can talk about is the rules as far as transfer, like what's allowed, what's not allowed. You see it a lot right now with, because again, this is January 10th that we're filming this. And so the playoffs are, I mean, there's a championship game in a week or so, but you see all of this, you know, just transfer portal stuff going on, a lot of tampering allegations out there right now, but it's just kind of like the wild, wild west.
And you said you heard about SDSU, right?
Yes.
Who'd you hear that from?
Can I not say? I just
you ain't gotta say. But see, that's what I'm saying though. You see how stuff gets out?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You know?
I don't remember who I had just. I don't remember. I don't even remember who told me that.
See, that's how stuff gets out. You know, like I didn't say anything to anybody. Yeah. Well, I know Coach Counts had called me and said they called him.
Okay.
But that's really it. You know, a few schools called him, a few schools called Coach Anderson. Like, you know, like that's how it was.
Right.
But, you know, I was never really saying a lot of schools to really anybody until the portal really opened.
Right.
But it's crazy how things get out.
You obviously loved SMU. You mentioned some others, Michigan State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. What, like, as far as interest level prior to the SMU visit,
so
what was your interest level in some of those other programs? Because those are, you look at Michigan State, it's Big Ten football, I'm
gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real. The process is crazy. So really, Michigan State, we had that locked in, but they only wanted me to come if they didn't get somebody already.
Okay.
So they had one that was already on the visit. They was like, if he doesn't come, we want Caden. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to be no backup type of guy.
Yeah.
And then
not the best recruiting pitch right there, but
Kansas State wanted me heavy.
Yeah.
They really wanted me, but when I'm at SMU, they had 2 linebackers on the visit already, and both of them committed.
Okay.
Canceled that visit.
Right.
Really, they called me and said going to have to cancel, but I was going to cancel anyways. Then Oklahoma State called my agent. My agent called me and was like, they're going to offer you tomorrow. Never heard back from them.
Okay.
But we had that visit scheduled. They was down with it, but then never heard back from them.
Is it? And again, you've been through this a couple of times now, and so do you find that's common as far as,
to be honest, yeah,
with programs that like y'all could have a mutual interest, but for just whatever reason something slips through the crack? And
yeah, my thing is, like, if you're like the number 1 player in the portal, if you're like a top 10 player in the portal, you can take as many visits that you want.
Right.
The school is still going to take you. But, like, you know, being a young dude, you know, having years left, getting good interest, you want to make your decision fast. Like, I mean, that's what I did. My first visit, I went ahead and took it because I knew spots will fill up just like that if I keep waiting. And I'm glad I did take it because, to be honest, I was going to go to K-State.
Okay.
Benefits were a little bit better there.
Right.
But as I look at it, they really weren't. They really wasn't. So I'm glad I made the right decision.
Right.
Because if I didn't commit to SMU, then I kind of would have been in a little bind.
What's your class schedule going to look like while you're there? Like,
you know, SMU is a big academic school.
Okay.
So I really don't even know. They just told me you have to go to class now. So I'm gonna try to get as much online as I can, you know, but dang, right. I feel I have to go to some classes. So, which, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's only like they say it's like 10 to 15 people in a class.
Well,
but
again, because athletes talk and do interviews and stuff like that, and then the public hears what they say and they're like, well, wait a minute, because I don't remember who it was, but it may have been Carson Beck or somebody a couple of weeks ago was talking about Miami and made the comment of, we get to the facility at 6:00 and we're there all day and we don't leave till 5. And somebody's like, well, when do they go to class if they're always at the football facility? But I mean, it's a different world now, obviously, than it was a couple of years ago, and even with pre-COVID probably, but those online classes are the way to go, I think, because
that's what I'm trying to do, really. Online classes.
Yeah.
That's really the best for me, honestly. Them in-person classes, they cool. If I have like 2, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But I don't want every class to be in person.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to get as much online as I can, which I was asking, a few people around. I'm like, do y'all see a lot of football players on campus? They was like, I mean, yes and no,
yes
not
no.
really. So the football is a big program there.
Yeah.
So those people are really, popular on campus.
Right.
Like, especially, our quarterback and stuff like that, he's not seen on campus.
Yeah.
Like, because, people, like, overly, like, raid him and stuff like that.
Right. Well, Kenna, and again, I wish she was here, but she was telling me last semester when she was at Arkansas, she's doing online now. And so still at Arkansas, like still doing University of Arkansas classes, but they're all online. But she was saying that every day she was shocked because she walked past Taylon Green, like she was coming out of a class and he was going in the next one. She's like, I can't believe that he's out here just walking around on campus.
Exactly.
And so
exactly. It could be different, but I know some players, majority of those players doing online.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I feel like it's better, honestly. Which, I mean, you're going to have to get some online because if not, you're going to miss some of those classes with travel.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to miss some of those classes.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. So, but hopefully I can, figure that out. We'll get all that figured out whenever, it's time for me to get up there. But,
so, again, my next question is, what's your schedule going to look like when you get there? Like, what I know you got spring ball probably coming up.
Yeah, so they told me first 2 months will be lifting.
Okay.
This month, February, and then towards the end of March will start. Middle of March, we'll probably start spring ball.
Yep.
That'll go on for about a month. And then after spring ball's really over with, it'll be a little bit more lifting. And then after that, semester's over with. We get they said about like 3 weeks off, and then we got to be back for the summer, the summer program.
What are you? It sounds like a stupid question, but like, is there you mentioned playing at Florida State again? Being in the ACC, when you look at that conference, you got Florida State, you got Miami, Clemson, Duke,
Louisville,
North Carolina,
Virginia Tech. Yeah, we got Cal, Wake Forest. Who else you got? Said Virginia already. It's a lot of good schools.
You're right.
I think it's like they said 17 schools in there.
Yeah. Is there one of those places that you're just like, man, I'm ready to walk in there and play some football?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Really, all of them. Just the biggest stage I've been on, so I'm really just blessed. But I really want that Florida State game. Okay. Hearing the little chant they be doing. Sure. Like I'm really ready to hear that. And then we play at Notre Dame this year. Wow. That's going to be a big one too at Notre Dame. But we don't play Miami or Clemson this year. Those two games I really want to play. Play into because we beat Clemson. We beat Clemson this year and beat Miami this year. So I thought we would play them next year, but we don't. So with it being 17 teams, you obviously got to put some in and put some out every year. Right. But the teams we play every year are Cal, and I want to say Wake Forest. Okay. Other teams we will play every year. So,
when you think about it, ACC. Yeah. Even SMU now but those conferences have grown so much that
SEC too.
The SEC is the same way. Yeah,
Big Ten has grown.
And so just super excited again when I saw your announcement, your commitment announcement. Man, I was like, heck, I'm ACC big time, big boy football. Not that the MAC's not. It's when you get to that level. We've talked about this before too, but everything is. All these people are super talented, but to be in a Power Four conference
exactly. That's where it's at.
It's huge.
That's where it's at.
Like everybody's goal is to get to a Power Four, and so going to be in Dallas, and get sites like that right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
it's going to be lit,
football,
man.
just ready to go.
About 35,000 deep.
Yeah. Is there somebody who are you looking forward to playing with on SMU? Roster the most.
Really,
have you met any of the guys yet? Do you know?
Yeah, I met one of the linebackers. He came to lunch with me. His name, we call him Book. I don't know his first name actually. I think it's like Brandon Book or something like that. So yeah, I met him. But I'm really looking forward to just really playing with everybody. Yeah. Like the coaches was telling me, like that whole football organization is like a family, like a brotherhood. So I'm just ready. I'm really excited to be a part of that. Like a real structured brotherhood. Yeah. So I'm ready to play with everybody, ready to see how the offense plays, how the defense plays. I really can't name one, but it'd probably be cool playing with that quarterback too.
Oh, sure.
He's been around for a minute, so he's been putting up numbers too. So,
and like I said, 9-4 last year,
can't forget 2 years ago.
2 years ago, they were playoffs. Like, what, 11 and
playoffs.
Yeah.
Lost to Penn State.
How much of that goes into your decision other than, the visits obviously, and, they do a good job of, wanting you to be there. But when you just look at the tradition, how much of that played into your decision?
Well, also too, like me and my dad was talking about it, like they're growing. Like the year they went to the playoffs was the first year in the ACC. Okay. That they did that. I'm like, wow. So like you said, they're becoming a powerhouse in the ACC. Everybody talks about Clemson, Miami, Florida State. Now you have to talk about SMU. Sure. Because like they legit, like we really legit. Like first year playoffs, and then this year 1 game away. They didn't lose. If they didn't lose to Cal last game of the season, they would have went to the ACC championship. Virginia versus SMU. Right. They would have won that. They'd be in. Right. Just like that. So like thinking of that, like the production is there. Like they're growing every single year. They're getting the players they need. Like they're doing everything right, and they're playing on the highest level. Seeing them go to the playoffs, I'm like, shoot, that could be me next year. Right. Or like the year after that. Like 3 years left, I think there's a really good chance I can go to the playoffs. Yeah. And that's always been, a dream, playing college football playoffs.
Right. And as far as, again, just the opportunities that you're going to have, because like they know, like I said, this isn't like you just trying to walk in, as an 18-year-old kid, playing high school ball. You've got the tape to show what you're capable of, and they've seen that and they know that. And
which even if I don't go, like even if we don't go to the playoffs, they gonna make a bowl game.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I still haven't done either, a bowl game.
Yeah.
And that Holiday Bowl they went to, man, I seen the gear drop. I seen they played in Cali. They went to like resorts, like everywhere. Like that's fun too, you know. Like I just want to, you know, experience that.
Right.
So they'll definitely make a bowl game every single year, if not playoffs.
It was always fun, of course, you know, with Luke at Arkansas. Ken and I went to the Liberty Bowl to watch them play last year, and just talking about the stuff that comes with the bowl games and the opportunities and like you said, the gear that you get. It's always,
man. They got Kobe's. SMU them got blue Kobe's. I'm like, man, what? Like, yeah, I'm trying to get all that.
Was there somebody that from the time that you entered the portal until you started getting offers from folks, was there somebody that kind of surprised you that like maybe you weren't expecting to hear from, but it jumped on you pretty quick?
To be honest, a lot of them schools really like, as soon as they text me, I'm like, wow, I knew I was finna get all these G5 schools.
Yeah.
I knew I was finna get all that. Like, that's why I wasn't really posting those too much. I did on my Twitter, but not like on Instagram I was doing. But some schools surprised me. I'd probably say Kansas State really did, because I honestly was never thinking of a Kansas school.
Sure. So
getting in really surprised me. But then I'd probably say Pitt did too, because Pitt's always been a pretty good program. And when they had called me, I'm like, oh, snap. But the defense coordinator at Buffalo is becoming the linebackers coach. So we played against Buffalo.
Yeah.
And, you know, he called me, wanted me to come up there. And then who else? I wasn't surprised when I heard from Louisville, played against them.
Yeah.
I was getting like interest from Indiana. Indiana, like a few people on their staff was like really, hitting my line, but never really heard, never heard back, no phone call on them, but they were hitting my line. So that's probably the biggest surprise. Oh, and Miami did too. So both the two teams in the national championship, like their recruiting people were hitting my line. So that felt pretty good, but
sure,
they did it after I committed.
Well, and the crazy thing about that is, as you said, both of those schools are going to play for a championship here in a week or so. By the time this airs, that game will already have been played. So, first of all, who you picking? Who you got for the national champion this year?
Gotta go to you, man. I'm gonna be real. Do I think they're gonna win? I don't know, but I'm rooting for them.
Okay,
I'm rooting for them. They're the underdogs. That's why I'm rooting for them.
Yeah,
and that's also my dad's favorite team. And also, we beat them this year. So that'll look really, really good on our program if they win the national championship.
Case and Kenna have kind of been, and again, it'll be over by the time this airs, but Kenna, I can't remember which one. I think it was Kenna saying that, since Miami beat Ole Miss, that she would prefer Miami because you want the team that knocked you out to be the national champion.
Exactly.
But that Indiana squad, but what I was going to say is, Indiana has really built themselves on the transfer portal. Of course, they got Signetti in there, but like that whole squad is,
and they don't recruit 5-star recruits,
right? They have none on the roster.
They have like three stars like all around, and their average. Somebody told me that Coach Miller told me this today. Their average age on that team is 23.
Right, and
they're all experienced.
They are experienced, and so that's huge to get a call from them, and
But they didn't call. They was hitting my line like text and then all day.
Yeah.
Like they had like few people in the day, hit my line, follows. I was like, oh, we might get a little something here.
Yeah.
But we never really called. But I was already kind of committed. I was already committed, really, then when that all happened. So
sure. I mean, it sounds like you have found a good fit for you, obviously.
Yeah,
and again, can't wait to watch you play down there in Dallas. I got family down there, so
I found out I do too. So I found out I got
people just coming out of the woodwork now.
Found out I got something down there too.
Obviously, no specifics here, but last time you were here, we kind of talked about NIL being a huge thing in football now. They're programmed. I mean, I assume being an ACC powerhouse, they have a pretty good NIL program.
Yeah, they do. They do. They really, really do.
Good.
They benefits are really, really good.
Nice. We need to take a break and hear from TEC real quick. And so short little 30-second break, and we'll be back with more from Caden Marshall. Back here on SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew. Be sure to join us on Sunday, February 1st. We'll be back live in the studio with head coach Chris Nelson from the Bethel Lady Wildcats. The Lady Wildcats, at the time of this taping, they won today. So they are 17-1 on the season now. During the December 17th coaches poll that came out for NAIA for the first time in school history, they were the number one team in the nation in the coaches poll. And so they're having quite a banner season for Bethel. And Coach Chris Nelson will be on Sunday, February 1st at 7:30 live here in the studio to talk about that program. He's been coach there for several years now. And so leading the Lady Wildcats to the number one spot in the nation as far as NAIA goes, just down the road in McKenzie. So, yeah, exciting things going on for the area. Was, of course, you were at the Westview game earlier this week. Ty Simpson was there. Of course, Graham Simpson plays for them. And a lot of activity in West Tennessee, which you love to see as far as, you know, the talent coming out of our programs and stuff like that. Obviously, you're a prime example of that for Henry County, and just the work that you put in and it goes into it. But again, when you get to Dallas, playing for Coach Lashley and those guys, how do you think it's going to be different than what you've seen already?
So really, they really, you know, described everything to me about how everything will be ran. It's ran more like organized, a good system. It's kind of ran more a little bit like the pro leagues.
Okay.
Like practices are really not that long.
Okay.
They're about 17 periods, and periods are like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So one period is 5 minutes. You know, the next period is 5 minutes, so all the way up to 17. So it's about an hour and a half, hour 45-minute practice, which I mean, you know, quick and efficient. That's how things are.
Right.
But talent level, I mean, I played against like Louisville, you know, all of them. So I'm pretty sure the biggest thing will be linemen, how big the linemen get. But I feel like I'll adapt really good because strength program, get stronger, get bigger. So I feel like the biggest thing will obviously be, bigger linemen. And then probably, I'm not going to say really too much the speed of the game. I'll probably just say learning a whole new system will probably be, you know, something different, obviously, in Bowling Green, because when I went to Bowling Green, I knew the system a little bit already because, you know, same coaching staff. So learning the system would be, you know, probably different and harder, but they still run the same defense as Bowling Green. So I got a little bit of knowledge. But, the linemen and learning the system and maybe some of the skilled players with the, you know, the speed, stuff like that on the outside, but not really too much, you know, that I got to really worry about.
You were talking about that, you know, obviously for the first couple months that you're there, practices don't start till around March with the spring practice stuff, and so you'll be weightlifting and all that. You're not a small guy by any stretch of the imagination. Let's be honest. I mean, what do you like? You're like 6'4", right? 6'2", 6'4".
I'm about 6'2", 220.
6'2", 220. Okay. Is that like your ideal playing weight? Is that what you like? Do you want to hover around that, or are you looking to like what are you looking to get to?
My main thing, they told me 235.
Okay.
That's probably what I will get to. With 3 years old, they said probably 235, and I said 235. I don't know if you know a dude named Jahad Campbell, Eagles linebacker, played at Alabama. He 235, but he about 6'3", you know, 6'4".
Sure.
When they said that, I was like, oh, snap, I can, you know, see myself playing like him. Because I watched him a lot at Bama. I'm like, he's still legit. You know, I could play like him.
Yeah.
So when they told me about 235, I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So hopefully I maybe grow one more inch, though.
Is it hard for you, though? Because, like, I mean, you can lift all the weight in the world, but
you can. To be honest, not really. I mean, I'm 220 right now. And I wasn't expecting to be 220. I went to visit. I'm like, please tell me I'm at least 218 or above. I ain't want to be 215. When I hit 220, I'm like, oh, snap. Because I really been working out a lot, just eating normal, you know. I ain't really been eating too much. Right. But hitting that 220 felt good. So I'm like, oh, snap. Yeah, my body's developing a little bit more. I can definitely probably be around 227 plus by the time season starts, hopefully. Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be good. But they said my nutrition up there is going to be insane.
So what did that did they tell you what all that includes?
Yeah, so they told me, like, obviously you get like daily meals you got to check into, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But like mid practice, after practice, there'll be protein shakes with my name on it. After lifts, my name on it. Gotta drink those. You gotta stand right there. You gotta drink those. Yeah. They gotta watch you drink them. And then like after that too, we're gonna have those. We have 24/7 available like nutrition. Like go grab snacks, go grab core powers. Like they give us a whole package of core powers, whatever we want. Like any protein shake. And then when it comes to food, we have like our own like cafeteria for like all athletes, mainly football though. Right. The menu is for football players. So like nobody else can use besides like football and like basketball, I want to say. Okay. So they told me like, they're going to ask me, what do I like to eat? I tell them what I like to eat and then it'll be there. Nice. I just go get it, you know, as much as I want of it, but I got to like send a picture to the nutrition lady of what I'm eating to make sure, you know, it's right. And that's how I'm going to get big, you know, lean up a little bit. So I'm really excited for that too, because I feel like that's what I need, a good strength and conditioning program and good nutrition.
Yeah, I didn't know if they wanted you eating like 4,000 or 6,000 calories a day or something.
No, they never really told me that. It's probably just going to be, that's probably what we'll get to though. Yeah. Because they say when I get there, I got to talk to her and feel like this whole thing out, you know, all kind of stuff. So we'll have to see.
Okay. What, like, you said you were there for 2 days, right? And I know you kind of talked about the meetings, but what does that look like? So you get to Dallas, like what did your days look like during their recruiting visits with SMU?
I was on my feet 24/7, literally. But right when we got there, we landed like in the afternoon. So we went to dinner, and we was at dinner for a good about 2.5 hours. Food just kept coming. Yeah. Like it was amazing, but my bad. The next day, it was like the full visit day. Yeah. So we woke up bright and early around, I think wake up call was like 8. We went to, you know, breakfast immediately. Then we did a whole facility tour, a campus tour. Then we sat down and did meetings.
Who all were in those meetings? Like
we had all individual. We had a meeting with the linebackers coach, defensive coordinator, head coach, GM. All right. And they got something called Life After Ball. We had a meeting with that, you know, coordinator too. Now the Life After Ball, that gets serious. Yeah. George H.W. Bush, Jerry Jones, and all them, they're connected to SMU. Nice. They you know, they got $1 million mansions right by SMU.
Got like, connections.
They be at practice. They be at practices. Everything. Like you ball out in front of them, Dallas Cowboys, Insto, and then also they take a lot of players to lunch. Sit down lunch with Jerry Jones. Like that's you know crazy. That's lit. And then they got other you know billionaires too that live over there. But yeah, like that Life After Ball meeting was really good, and like all those other meetings I said, but them meetings ain't no 15 minutes. Sure. They about 45 hour a piece. Like the meetings are pretty long. Right. Besides the head coach meeting.
So and what are you discussing? Are they? I mean, going over details. I know as far as you know, here's what we have to offer. But like, what are those meetings?
So each of them was kind of different. The linebacker in DC was kind of a little bit the same. Linebacker meeting was my PowerPoint of like you know what he sees you know in me, what I need to get better on, what I can work on. He kind of just you know did like his coaching. You know, he kind of like made me grade him on coaching, how I think he is going to be as a coach, and then he made me go up there and teach him something. Okay. So that's what that meeting was about. Then the DC meeting, he talked about like the scheme, like he drew up the scheme, like well, this is what he want me to do, you know, cover, rush the passer, blitz, you know, stuff like that. Right. And then he talked a little bit about himself. Then the head coach, you don't talk no ball in there. You talk about life. Right. He asked me, you know, like why do I play the game? You know, he talked about himself. He asked me, you know, what I want to do, you know, future wise, you know, stuff like that. And then that's how that meeting went. That was about 20, 25 minutes. That was the shortest one. Life After Ball meeting with the like the GM coordinator, whatever you know I want to say he is. We talked to him about literally life after ball. Yeah. What do you want to do? We didn't talk about my rev shares, you know, nothing like that. We talked about like life after ball, the connections that I'll make while I'll be down there in Dallas. He was like, because he was like, football is going to be good, but you're here to play football. Football's not here to like play you, you know. Sure. So he was saying like, you know, you can take this advantage to make, you know, a lot of connections, relationships. And he was like, if you don't, we got to report back to him about everything. So if you don't meet somebody on campus, one person a week, then that's like a fine or something like that. You got to make connections. Because he said you never know, you know, what that can, you know, lead to your life. So they're real big on relationships and connections, you know, getting their players, you know, started, you know, like after, you know, football's over with. Right. So that's one thing I really like too. Like, obviously don't know if I don't go to the NFL or whatever like that, then I'll be straight. Right. 100%. So.
Got a plan in place.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know,
they'll
like,
make sure that you're. They'll make sure that they'll put me on with somebody, you know, that's already been in that, you know, organization of what I want to do. So they'll make sure, we're all straight. So
nice.
I like that.
So then after your meeting, was that you said that probably about what, 3 hours of your day?
3 hours of my day meetings. And then we did lunch. Then we went back. We did the little headshot photo shoot thing. And then I'm trying to think what else we did. More tours. We went to go see like places I'd stay. Went to go see the indoor facility. They showed us like, little tailgating parts, areas on campus, how, deep it be.
Sure.
They showed us, obviously, walked around the stadium, locker room, weight room, all that stuff. I wish I could really show you. I would have sent you the videos. Them stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, biggest weight room in Texas.
Really?
It's even bigger than Cowboys.
Nice.
And bigger than University of Texas. Like, the weight room is 2. It's like, weight room on this side, weight room on this side. There's like 2. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Must be like, not that other places, like just the facilities and the opportunities
and
that
it's
you'll
brand
have.
New.
Okay.
It's brand new too. Like that's only been there for a couple of years. The first one they said it kind of ran down a little bit, but this one, legit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about living in Dallas? Are you going to live? Are you going to live on campus? You going to get an apartment?
So I'm working on getting an apartment right now.
Okay.
Matter of fact, after we get done with this, I gotta apply for the apartment. I found a place I want to stay, so I gotta put my application in, and then they're gonna take care of the rest.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna give me a little nice apartment. They real nice. They really really nice. So I'm gonna get that for myself.
There's so much going on in Dallas.
Yeah, so much going on.
Like Nashville was nice, I'm sure. Then Bowling Green was probably a little slower pace than what Nashville was.
Yeah.
But then like the jump from Bowling Green to Dallas, probably.
Yeah, Dallas is lit. It's bigger than Nashville.
Yeah.
It's definitely bigger than Nashville.
Yeah. But I just think, like of all the stuff going on there. And again, SMU is not some, fly by the night. Like they are established in the ACC. So I'm just thinking of all the opportunity. You mentioned Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are right there. You got the Mavericks and Mark Cuban in town and all that kind of stuff. And I just
old president comes to our practices and games.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. Like shoot, they say Michelle Obama pops up a few times too.
Really?
Like yeah, I mean like when I was hearing all that, I'm like dang, like I'm over here looking at my pops. I'm like wow, this is crazy. Imagine sitting down having lunch with somebody like that.
Yeah,
so
life changing,
literally life after life changing. So. That's really really good. So it was a lot more than football in that decision too. Like it's the things life after ball because you got to think about your future too.
Yeah.
So
I know you said that both mom and dad were pretty pumped about it. And obviously, I know they would be and stuff like that. But it must be nice them getting wined and dined just as much as they wine and dine you too.
Exactly. Like they was talking about like mama got back. She was like, we ate too much. She was like, dang, they gave us too much. I'm like, shoot, that's what they supposed to do, though. You feel me?
That's how it works.
Yeah, we got back and instantly went to sleep. That visit was very tiring, full of food.
Yeah,
it was a good time though.
Then came back the next day, I guess,
so yeah, we came
for 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. Then we flew. Yeah, we flew back that morning, early morning. Had to wake up like about 5:50.
What are you gonna do for the rest of the? I mean, you got about a week left.
Yeah, it's been really
just keep working out,
laid back, chilling. Yeah. All the stress off my shoulders. Laid back, chilling, working out, obviously, trying to, get right before I go up there. And then just, taking time, see friends and family because when I'm going, I'll be going for a little bit.
Right.
So
that's
really what I'm doing with it.
10 hours?
8 hour drive.
8 hour. And
yeah.
So you talked about, getting to relax a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been, was this process stressful for you at all?
Absolutely.
Or
100% because like I said, you never know who wants you, then you never know when they can back off of you.
Sure.
You feel me? So it was very stressful. So really getting the offer was good, but it wasn't stuck.
Yeah.
Like you could have it for a day and then like Arizona State, for instance, I forgot about them. They called me, offered me, said they wanted to get me on a visit same day. Boom. A couple of days later while I'm on the SMU visit, they call me, man, we already got a guy. We don't know if, we get you up on the visit. Boom. Right. Stuff like that happens. So it was very stressful. The process was, I'm talking to my agent every day like, man, should I commit here? Should I do this? Should I do that? He was like, just chill,
Well, but I mean, seriously though, that's a huge deal because you think, like Arizona State, you think they're interested. And then if you commit too quick, it may be a bad fit and you would never know it.
Exactly.
If you wait an hour or two too late, and some other kid, I mean, then you lose the
Exactly.
opportunity.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like it's
so,
a lot of researching, thinking, like overthinking, fast decision making. Like that's how that portal is, man. Especially like, I mean, if you got tape and you know you're gonna get some, offers,
Right.
that's when it gets really stressful because you're gonna have a lot to choose from. I was still getting interest and follows, a few phone calls after I committed.
really,
I had a coach that didn't even know. He texted me a day later, like, man, can't wait to get you on a visit. I'm like, all right, done signed, coach. Like, it's over with now. Like,
it wasn't Lane Kiffin, was it?
no, I wasn't Lane Kiffin. If it was Lane, he might be. I ain't gonna say too much.
No, I joke about that because is that one of those rules that after you're committed, like,
Well, I mean, if you're committed, you can still talk. But once you sign the papers,
sign, though,
it's
that's
a done
it.
deal.
But
yeah, it's a done deal.
just a verbal commitment, though, they're more than
verbal
welcome
commitment.
to.
Yeah, they can still contact you.
Okay.
That ain't really nothing. That's why I say high school is different. Because when you're verbally committed, you see everybody flipping.
Yeah.
Because you're still getting recruited.
Yeah.
When you commit in the portal, it's more kind of set in stone.
Okay.
Because you don't want to decommit in the portal.
Right.
You see some people do it, but not everybody. So that's probably one thing that's different from, the high school. Because you got more time.
Right.
You got way more time.
Yeah. I asked you off the air if you knew what number you're going to be. You don't yet. You don't know what number yet, but you're hoping for.
I'm hoping for either 12 or 4,
okay.
or really, I mean, somewhere in from like single digit to about 23,
Sure.
Around that range.
Well,
I like all those numbers.
I was asking because every time, like, Whitney's been on me really, and I told you this earlier that Whitney's been on me really hard and heavy. That like she was like, when you were at Bowling Green, she's like, you need to get a Caden shirt for Bowling Green.
Yeah.
And then like,
No,
especially
yeah,
now, I'm like, give me an SMU shirt. That says,
I'm definitely get some gear put up here, something like that.
Got some SMU gear. It goes well with the white and red
Facts.
and right. So
Definitely gonna be ready to get that gear, man. I'm gonna try to get a lot of people in that. That's gonna go hard.
Well, listen,
they colors are. I like they colors.
And they got some sharp uniforms. That
blue,
blue is
red,
just
They got all black unis.
Yeah.
The white, all white's classic.
Do they show you all that stuff when you're there on the visit? Like, here's what all we got.
They got the whole display.
Yeah.
The equipment room's pretty huge too. So they got We really didn't get to see everything because a lot of stuff, but we seen everything like we needed to see.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, man, like I said, when I saw that, I was so pumped. And just here talking to you, I'm really. I can't wait for the fall to get to watch you, and
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
gotta go. Prove myself, and then hopefully, all that stuff they said they want me to do, happens.
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to go. They got me blitzing. I'm trying to go get a sack for the state or something like that. TFL something. Get up, do a little celebration or something. Make sure everybody watching the game. They hear. So
we're gonna be watching.
Absolutely.
And so, when I text you. It's okay if you don't text me, but I know you're busy and stuff like that. But just don't remember the small folks here in Paris, Tennessee, when you're on the big time stage at SMU and all that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna forget nobody though.
But what I said, don't forget. Is that what I said?
Yeah, you said don't remember. So I ain't gonna forget.
Oh,
nobody,
well, no, don't forget. Sorry.
Don't forget. I ain't gonna forget nobody, man. Nah.
It's gonna be fun. I like I said, I'm so looking forward to it, and I'm happy for you. I can't. Super proud of you and. Just you do such a good job of representing Henry County anyway, and have since you were a Patriot, and appreciate that. And I know I talk about it every time, but it's not just fanboying. I mean, I've known you a long time, and Kenna brought up the fact. Can you like y'all used to come over and play basketball at our house, and so some of your athletic prowess. Is because I was you're right, like some of it very minute can be traced back to.
Yeah, we had some really good games over there. We did have some really good games over there.
She's gonna kill me for saying, "You're like, Dad, you're such a loser."
We had some good games over there. I will say that brought out a lot of competitiveness between all of us. So.
She was telling me that she's like, remember when they used to come over? I was like, I'm sure they did, but I don't remember. She's like, yeah, they'd go over because it was you and Javion, and y'all be over at. Barton practicing,
doing stuff over there,
and then
they play basketball.
Yeah, then you text her and be like, "Hey, can we come to your house play basketball?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course, anytime."
Facts. Yeah.
I just say all that to say, like, for a long time, I've been a Caden Marshall fan, and so I'm super proud of you and happy for you. I can't wait to see this new opportunity and what all comes out of it, and just go out there and ball out and represent Henry County, man, best you can.
I appreciate that for sure.
And listen, same thing as always. Whenever you're back in town. Holler at me, we'll talk some more. All right,
absolutely, 100%.
All right, man. Caden Marshall with the SMU Mustangs now as the season kicks off in August, but be making his way down to Dallas here in a couple weeks. Caden, appreciate you stopping by tonight to, again, special recorded because you're about to head that way. So, all right, man, good luck to you and appreciate you being here. Don't forget, next week we will have Coach Chris Nelson with the Bethel Lady Wildcats on the show live here in the studio. That'll be at 7:30. Make sure you tune in for that as he has the Lady Wildcats. At the time of this taping, they were number one in the NIA coaches poll. I suspect being 17-1 and playing basketball as well as they are, that won't change any. And so, but February 1st at 7:30 live on SportsCast, Jeremy Buckelew, Coach Chris Nelson of the Bethel Lady Wildcats will be here. Caden, again, appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Best of luck to you, and we will see y'all next week as always. Take care of yourself and each other. See y'all later.
Yes, sir.